How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me.
What a night. So the Knicks, what a run that they're on right now, right?
This is incredible. They've won 11 playoff games in a row. This is one of the most dominant playoff runs we've seen in NBA history. They have nearly a plus 20 net rating, which means they're outscoring opponents by 20 points per 100 possessions. They have the best offense and the best defense in the NBA right now through the playoffs. This is historic stuff we're seeing.
So the conventional wisdom all season was that the Western Conference teams were more dominant than the Eastern Conference team, that whoever got out of the East would essentially be up for slaughter in the NBA Finals. Does that feel that way anymore?
It's starting to feel like the Knicks are a team of destiny. This is their first time being in the finals in 27 years. And again, they're having this historic run. I still would lean OKC or San Antonio to win the NBA championship, depending on who comes out. But I think New York has a real shot here. And I think having a bit of rhythm going into that, right, and being on this win streak, maybe the West teams beat each other up, and then whoever survives probably a 7-game gauntlet, you go in, and maybe New York can steal game 1 on the road. But I think it is going to be a big step up in competition. If you look at Atlanta, Philly, Cleveland, going from that caliber of opponent to playing OKC or San Antonio in the finals, that is a stark contrast.
The last time the Knicks were in the finals 27 years ago, they played the San Antonio Spurs, a very different San Antonio Spurs team.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that series. Obviously, OKC, the defending champions. The Spurs have Wemby, who's like 9 feet tall, shooting threes. Unbelievable. He's 7'5". He's listed at, might actually be taller.
I think he's taller.
How do you break down, and just did a half-court shot, how do you break down this series? Where do you see it going?
This has been a heavyweight bout. I think this has been one of the most hyped series of the 2020s. Like, clearly the two best teams in the league. Both teams won 62 plus games. And for a lot of people, this has felt like the real NBA Finals of this is the big matchup, and then whoever comes out will again win against the East. But you've seen some real adjustments in Game 4. San Antonio made a big adjustment against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They were throwing a lot of double teams originally through the first few games. They were down 2-1. OKC had kind of figured out their defense. They played him more one-on-one with Stephon Castle, Wemby lurking behind him, and you saw they shut down OKC. Season low, 82 points for OKC. Season low in three-point makes, season low in three-point percentage. So they really limited them. I think a big factor here has been Jalen Williams and A.J. Mitchell. OKC, 2 of their top 4 scorers have been out, and I think that's really affected their offense. So to me, this is a bit of a war of attrition of last team standing here. On the San Antonio side, you got Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, who are playing through injuries. So it might just be like which team can get to the finish line in the closest to one piece.
You have a pick?
I picked OKC in 7. I'm going to stick with that. But I'm not feeling great about it right now, especially with A.J. Mitchell and J-Dub up in the air.
I think it's going to be the Spurs. We'll see. Your main job for the last few years has been covering the Lakers. And there's a lot of speculation about LeBron James and where he goes. He's an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his entire career. You're the guy on the inside. What are you hearing? Is he coming back to the Lakers? Is he going to Cleveland? Is he retiring? What are you hearing?
I still think the most likely scenario is LeBron ends up returning to the Lakers. They can offer him the most money. They can offer him continuity. His son is on the team. His wife and daughter live in Los Angeles. And I just think it's the cleanest situation of he plays 1 to 2 more years in LA. But it can get interesting now. You look at Cleveland, just got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they're going to shake things up this offseason, which depending on what they decide to do, they maybe could have some more money to play with, or they could be interested in a potential sign-in trade for LeBron. You're going to have some suitors for him. The issue right now, I think, is financial, where most teams that are going to be interested in LeBron can only offer him either the vet minimum, which is about $3 million, maybe up to $4 million, or the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which is about $15 million. The Lakers can give him more than that. They could pay him 20, 25, 30. They can actually spend some of their cap space on him. So I think that money talks to some degree with him. And now he also recently said he might not, on his podcast, Mind the Game, might not be deciding until August, which that would be, I think, a wrench in everything, where at that point he might only have vet minimum contracts remaining for him. So a lot of moving parts here with LeBron, and it's going to be the first time he actually has to negotiate for a contract. It's always been LeBron just gets the max because he's been a max player, and you could still argue he is, but right now I don't think the market's there for the max. So it'll be a real negotiation.
A reminder, he made $50 million this year.
Yes.
And so that would be quite a pay cut to go to
Quite a
three.
pay, yeah.
But he is $42 million.
I'm skeptical he takes the minimum, but we'll see.
Jovan Buha, check him out, Buha's Block, great stuff. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.